Hello everyone, I've already brought you a video with some of the most powerful secondary mutations among mutants. But since there's a multitude of mutants within the comics and you guys loved the previous video, I decided to bring you 8 more secondary mutations that have awakened in characters. Secondary mutations are a fairly recent term and cases are even rarer in comics, but it seems Marvel has taken a liking to it. And almost every mutant in the publisher has some hidden double mutation ready to reveal itself at an opportune moment. But if you want to know which characters on the list have acquired new powers, get ready, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's get into it. Number 1. Toad, Flaming Tongue. Toad is a rather secondary mutant character, but despite that, he's well known to those who watch X-Men Evolution. Not much is known about the character's origin, to tell the truth, only that he was abandoned by his parents because of his appearance. His mutation gives him a body similar to that of a toad and a tongue that stretches the same way as the animal. He ended up undergoing various experiments while still a child and was later abandoned at an orphanage. Years later, he found out about these experiments done on him and managed to repair the damage using genetic engineering, which fully developed his powers. His body became stronger and more athletic, and eventually, he developed a secondary mutation to produce fire with his tongue. Unfortunately, we don't know how powerful this new ability or what its limitation is, but it's a good addition of power to the character anyway. So he starts our video with his secondary mutation of a flaming tongue. Number 2. Professor Xavier, Telekinesis. Professor Xavier is an alpha level mutant who is extremely well known for his telepathy. Alongside Jean Grey, he is undoubtedly one of the greatest minds on the planet. He also developed a secondary mutation, which was telekinesis. Currently, Marvel Comics have been working a lot on this point of his second mutation, and from time to time, he appears levitating small objects. The idea of him having a second mutation isn't new since his twin sister, Cassandra Nova, has this power. But unlike Xavier, Cassandra worked on and developed her telekinetic powers and used them much more easily than her brother. Number 3. Emma Frost, Telekinesis. Emma Frost appeared in the previous video and once again appears because of a third mutation. As she's a mutant with an extremely high level of mental power because of her main power, telepathy, it's common for her to develop more powers related to the mind. During a period in which she was under strong mental stress, she had sleepless nights and levitated objects from her room while sleeping, and even levitated herself. She was then confirmed as a latent telekinetic mutant, just like Xavier, meaning she could have this power constantly if trained properly. But this power rarely appears in the comics, and fans criticize her a lot for having 3 mutations. After all, 2 is already something very rare, normally present at Omega levels, but 3 is ridiculously rare, and she's on a select list of characters with more than 2 mutations. Number 4. Iceman, Telepathy. Just like Emma Frost, Iceman appeared in the previous video and is here again because of a third mutation. Just a reminder that his main power is the generation and control of ice at a level where he can even bring about a new ice age on planet Earth. His second power is the ability to transform his entire body into a form of organic ice and receive regenerative properties with it. But Apocalypse, one of the greatest villains of the X-Men, has stated that Omega level mutants, like Iceman, tend to awaken some level of telepathy at some point in their lives. And that's exactly what happened with the young mutant Bobby Drake, which is Iceman's name, awakening a unique telepathy among mutants. He could communicate with water molecules anywhere in the world. This makes him practically omnipresent, and this power is rarely mentioned in the comics since most writers prefer to forget that this ability exists. This power also allows his clones to gain consciousness of their own but still obey the original. Number 5. Warpath, Flying. Warpath, or James Proudster, is the brother of the mutant known as Thunderbird, who ended up being killed on a mission by the X-Men. After discovering his powers, which were the same as his brother's, he began to fight against the new mutants in order to seek revenge for Thunderbird. Soon after, he realized that what he was doing was wrong and acknowledged that Xavier and his team were not to blame. His powers are super strength, superhuman resistance, speed, and enhanced senses. He also awakened the ability to fly using his own propulsion without a known limit to his total speed. For some unknown reason, Marvel never officially declared the mutation as secondary. There are some mentions of this power in the comics, but he rarely uses it, but he still possesses it. Number 6. Thomas Cassidy, controlling all plant life. Thomas Cassidy was for a long time a working partner of Juggernaut and a villain of the X-Men. He has the power of bioorganic thermokinetic bursts, where he could generate bursts of energy using wood as a conductor. On one occasion, he was hit by a barrage of shots from Cable and taken to a research center where plant grafts were injected into him to cover the wounds. He ended up with a plant-like appearance and gained new powers with this, such as the ability to control plants mentally and attach these plants to his body, healing factor, and size enhancement. Unfortunately, this was not a mutation he could control, and he remained in this plant-like aspect for a long time. Number 7. Archangel, healing and bringing people back to life with his blood. The Angel started as one of the most middling characters of the X-Men. Of course, having wings is cool and all, but compared to other mutants, that's practically nothing. It only serves for transportation. The character gained more layers in his story and even gained new abilities after becoming one of the Horsemen of the Apocalypse. After this transformation, which is not his secondary mutation, he gained retractable biological metal wings and a more aggressive personality. After that, he awakened blood with healing abilities as his second mutation. Number 8. Husk. Paige Guthrie, or Husk, is a sister of a mutant called Cannonball and has one of the strangest mutations within Marvel. She has the ability to peel off her outer layer of skin and reveal a new state or material on it. The transformation becomes random if she doesn't concentrate on the material she wants to transform into. She can become any solid she has studied and mimic metal, diamond, granite, wood, rubber, even glass. These different transformations give her powers like superhuman speed, strength, and resistance depending on the material she transforms into. Her secondary mutation causes her to change the chemistry of her brain along with that of her body. So when she uses her powers, it's very likely that her personality will be altered in the process. I'm preparing a part 3 of the secondary mutations of mutants and still other really cool videos. Subscribe to the channel and leave a like so you don't miss out.